What is a sphinx? The Great Sphinx of Giza is a giant 4,500-year-old limestone statue situated near the Great Pyramid in Giza, Egypt. Measuring 240 feet 73 meters long and 66 feet 20 meters high, the Great Sphinx is one of the world's largest monuments. It is also one of the most recognizable relics of the ancient Egyptians, though the origins and history of the colossal structure are still debated. What is a sphinx? A sphinx or sphinx is a creature with the body of a lion and the head of a human, with some variations. It is a prominent mythological figure in Egyptian, Asian, and Greek mythology. In ancient Egypt, the sphinx was a spiritual guardian and most often depicted as a male with a pharaoh headdress, as is the Great Sphinx, and figures of the creatures were often included in tomb and temple complexes. For instance, the so-called Sphinx Alley in Upper Egypt is a 2-mile avenue that connects the temples of Luxor and Karnak and is lined with sphinx statues. Sphinxes with the likeness of the female pharaoh Hatshepsut also exist, such as the granite sphinx statue at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York and the large alabaster sphinx at the Ramessid Temple in Memphis, Egypt. From Egypt, the sphinx imported to both Asia and Greece around 15th to 16th century BC. Compared with the Egyptian model, the Asian sphinx had eagle wings, was frequently female, and often sat on its haunches with one paw raised in depictions. In Greek traditions, the sphinx also had wings, as well as the tail of a serpent. In legends, it devours all travelers unable to answer its riddle. How old is the sphinx? The most common and widely accepted theory about the Great Sphinx suggests the statue was erected for the pharaoh Khafra about 2603–2578 BC. Hieroglyphic texts suggest Khafra's father, Pharaoh Khufu, built the Great Pyramid, the oldest and largest of the 3 pyramids in Giza. When he became pharaoh, Khafra constructed his own pyramid next to his father's. Though Khafra's pyramid is 10 feet shorter than the Great Pyramid, it is surrounded by a more elaborate complex that includes the Great Sphinx and other statues. Residues of red pigments on the face of the Sphinx suggest the statue may have been painted. Given the organization of the pyramids and the Sphinx, some scholars believe there may have been a celestial purpose to the Great Sphinx and temple complex, that is, to resurrect the soul of the pharaoh Khafra by channeling the power of the sun and other gods. Khafra. Several lines of evidence exist that tie the Great Sphinx to Pharaoh Khafra and his temple complex. For one thing, the head and face of the Sphinx are strikingly similar to a life-size statue of Khafra that French archaeologist Auguste Mariette found in the Valley Temple, the ruins of a building situated adjacent to the Great Sphinx, in the mid-1800s. Additionally, Mariette discovered remnants of a causeway processional road that connect the Valley Temple to a mortuary temple next to Khafra's pyramid. In the early 1900s, French archaeologist Émile Barize dug up another building, the Sphinx Temple, directly in front of the Sphinx that's similar in design to the Valley Temple. In the 1980s, researchers uncovered evidence that the limestone blocks used in the walls of the Sphinx Temple came from the ditch surrounding the great statue, suggesting workmen hauled away quarry blocks for the Sphinx Temple as they were being chipped off the Great Sphinx during its construction. Researchers estimate that it would have taken 100 people 3 years to carve the Great Sphinx out of a single mass of limestone. But there's some evidence that these workers If you want to learn more about history, please like and